Hello everybody and welcome to the new Prado. Now as you can see, we're already at an off-road trail, Henop's off-road trail. We're not going to mess around, we're here to do some proper off-roading. So join us as we go.
The Prado is available with two engine options. There's a 3-litre turbo diesel, which offers 120 kW of power and 400 Newton meters of torque. And then there's the one that we drove, the 4-litre V6 petrol, which delivers 202 kW of power and 381 Newton meters of torque. Okay, so here we go.
We are now properly off-roading.
Goes into low range. That's engaged. I'm going to use this multi-terrain select. We're going to go all the way to rock. So now it knows it's serious business. It's raising itself. And there we go. The park distance control, I don't think likes this. Yeah. See if you can switch that off. Gerard couldn't switch it off. In fact, none of us could. It took us about a week to figure out how to do it. And the sad thing is, it wasn't even that difficult. You can feel that kicking in, traction control, amazing. Just goes through that axle twister like it's nothing.
Yeah. We finished stalling for a bit, working things out, and there we go.
There we go.
The Prado hardly even knew it was dealing with an obstacle.
That actually makes it so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah. The car's basically driving itself. You're just here to like point it where to go.
Oh, obstacle done. That's it. Okay. So we've got some serious axle twisters here. So we've got the center diff locked, the rear diff locked, and now we're just going to ease it into these axle twisters and see what it does.
See if it's as easy as the first obstacle was.
There we go. It's amazing actually, it feels so smooth inside. It looks absolutely horrible.
Yeah, we walked this obstacle before and it was tough walking up it.
It was quite intimidating.
Yeah.
And this is like...
This is probably...
We can just sit here, have a conversation.
Exactly.
We're not even really concentrating. And this is just doing its thing. Just easing its way up here.
This is basically 5-star off-roading.
It's unbelievable actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't believe what these things look like. You were saying it's the most intense axle twisters you've ever seen.
Yeah, and
we're sitting here just giving it a little bit of throttle. Diffs are locked, it's in low range, and
it's doing all the work.
It's just doing all the work.
It's sort of rendering us pointless actually.
I mean, this is a tough section actually, because you can feel how bouncy it gets here, but we remain comfortable.
Yeah.
If it needs, it's got the traction control as well.
Yeah.
So that can kick in.
From the outside that looks so intense, but we're sitting here, it's a nice cool 16 degrees.
And there we go.
You know what actually? This car is making this too easy.
Absolutely.
I think.
This is way too easy.
I think maybe Gert, we should find an amateur.
I think so.
Because obviously the two of us are too good for this car.
Exactly.
I mean, it's doing everything for us, so we need to find a noob.
I think we turn around, we go find someone who's completely new to it.
Yeah.
Get him in the seat, and we do this again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. Let's turn around.
This is Johan. He is 19 years old and he's my brother-in-law. His day-to-day car is a Hyundai i10, and while he doesn't have much experience in off-roading, he basically once saw a dirt road in a magazine. Obviously, to soothe my own conscience, I insisted that Johan wear a helmet.
Okay, so we've seen it's incredibly easy to 4x4 in this vehicle. So we've got Johan here. He's never been in a 4x4, never been off-road. and now we're going to see what he can do. So here we go. I'm just going to talk him through it, and you can just apply a little bit of power to it. Just let it go slowly. There we go. Okay, so all the diffs are locked. We're in low range, and just slowly creep it over every drop. You can just let its own momentum just slowly take it over, and you can just brake it as it goes down. The new Prado comes with an improved version of Toyota's Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System, or KDSS, originally developed in Australia. KDSS controls the Prado's front and rear stabilizer bars, providing optimum stability and ride comfort on road, and longer wheel stroke for optimum traction off-road. KDSS debuted on the Land Cruiser 200 series in 2007 and was upgraded with electronic control when the current generation Land Cruiser Prado was launched in 2009. So be careful, this last one drops a bit unexpectedly. And there we go, we're through. So what do you think?
It's incredible.
Incredibly easy, hey?
Yeah.
The car does all the work. Very, very impressive. Very cool.
The next part of this off-road test was, to be honest, well, actually brutal. We walked it beforehand and decided that we were going to take the Prado up it because, I mean, it had proved itself to be a fairly capable off-roader. In case you're wondering where I was standing outside with a helmet. That's how rough it was.
Okay, coming up on a very tricky obstacle. Sure, this is quite tricky. It's so tight. It's one of the biggest problems with a vehicle of this size is it's just not enough space. We turned the corner and continued our steady climb upwards. We weren't sure that the Prado would actually be able to deal with this hill, but it didn't have any hassles. Okay, so Johan is back in the driver's seat for this final obstacle. We've got a bit of a decline here, and then there's quite a steep slope up at the other end. So we're just making our way slowly down.
While Gert and Johan mission down the mountain, allow me to tell you a little bit more about the Prado. The transmission is matched to a full-time four-wheel drive system with a lockable torsion, center differential and a 2-speed transfer case. VX versions, like the one we tested, additionally feature a rear differential lock and crawl control, which is Toyota's low-speed off-road cruise control system.
Luckily this has so much power, it doesn't struggle to make it up a slope like this. Okay, so here we go, we're at the bottom. Just give it some power, and there we go. There we go, nice and smooth. Excellent. You just keep right. And there we go, that was so easy. That was hardly even worth putting the helmet on. After our successful ascent of the hill, Gerard joined us in the cabin to discuss what we thought of the new Prado. So, overall impressions of the vehicle?
Sure, it's hard to put it in words. I mean, I don't often use the word fantastic, but it's hard to think of another word to describe it. I mean, for what we've seen so far, this thing is just absolutely insanely good off-road.
Yes, the Prado is very, very good off-road. So does that mean that it is the obvious choice in the segment? Well, not quite. if you plan on hitting a 4x4 trail every weekend, or you want to head deep into Africa, the Prado makes a lot of sense. But if you don't plan on utilizing its off-road abilities, there are better options out there. Its cabin is a bit of an ergonomic mess, its diesel engine is a tad unrefined and underpowered, while its petrol option is too big and thirsty. And on the road, it just doesn't offer the sublime ride of some of its competitors. That said though, the Prado is one of the few luxury SUVs that can truly do off-road. Unlike its competitors, it really is at home in Africa, and that makes it very special.